Good morning. It's me, Angie from Learn Love Tarot, here to bring you messages of guidance using the energies of the daily moon cycle to help you align with your best and highest good. This message is timeless as energy is cyclical, so trust that you have found it at just the right moment. I'd like to thank you for sharing your energy with me. So, if you'd like to stay connected and receive more messages specific to your story, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If today's messages resonate with you in any way, please let me know by tapping the like button or sharing in the comments. And to learn more about me or book a personal reading, you can visit my homepage. Well, good morning to you. How are you? Hi, hi, hi. Thanks so much for being here. We are going to be talking today about the energies of Monday, March 24th, 2025. Now, that 24 energy, I know you guys here, a few of you there were with me last night on my live where that 2424 energy showed up. I noted it on that day's energy as far as Uranus in Taurus. That was the exact degrees that it was sitting at. And we ended up with that 24 being a 6, so a double lover's energy. And sure enough, that was the message of what spirit wanted us to know, was the lover's energy. And we have that coming through today as well, with that 24 energy adding to a 6 of the lovers Gemini energy, all about communication. So what I forgot to talk about yesterday was that after yoga class, this big asterisk turkey, a whole ass turkey, crossed the road in front of me. And I'm like, why did the turkey cross the road? I literally had to stop the car so he could scuttle his little butt across the road. It was so cute. And I looked up Colette Baron Reed's turkey energy for that turkey spirit, and it's about giving with gratitude and grace. The manifestation of abundance is happening right now, so we need to focus on giving with gratitude, without expectation, because that expectation of outcome is actually like a static energy that interferes with the frequency and confuses things. So it actually slows down our manifestation when when we're attaching, or we're attached to a specific outcome. And when we give without expectation of what that specific outcome is going to be, spirit responds to our generosity of that by bringing us what we need in the present and future. So I can't believe I forgot to talk about that, but it was so flippin' funny, you guys. His little butt was just scuttling right, right across the road. And as I was remembering that as well this morning, our bottom of the deck energy, the pre shuffle energy, was the Ace of Cups. And that's the environmental energy. And that is about raising our vibe so that we can grab up on the higher shelf what we've already manifested into our vortex. And I've been listening to a lot of Queen Irby lately, and she knows all about energy. She gets it right. So if you like to combine music with spiritual learning and how to understand that, she does a lot of her lyrics. I mean, she's just a lyrical beast, and she trained with Busta Rhymes. So her rapping skills, as far as pronunciation, you can understand every single word. I forget how many syllables it is that she raps within a minute, but it's record breaking, and she's very, very good. This song in particular, called Chakras, was a few of the lyrics: get it right, do the right thing, baby, get it right, fix your whole vibe, I don't want to fight, know you mean well, baby, take a vibe, get it right. So that's about not including ourselves or allowing our fishbowl of our own energy, our own crown chakra that vibrates outside of us, our aura, right? When we combine that fishbowl of energy with another's fishbowl, it alchemizes, it has to adapt, right? So if it's somebody that's constantly pulling down our vibe, then this is her talking about putting up those boundaries, that Seven of Wands energy, taking the high road and like, I see you, I can see what's coming. I don't want to fight, but I will if I need to, because I'm just going to not include myself. You don't get to be in my fishbowl. So that was there. And then in addition to that, I flipped out when our advice energy, we got the 24/24 and two different decks, you guys. I mean, you can't make that up. And as a reminder, this is about bringing our ideas to life. It was in reverse, so it's like a not yet energy. We've got to make sure the vibe is high again to grab that opportunity, because it's already on the shelf. We just need to be up to reach it. In addition, we had the 24 of the galactic mushroom from the shaman oracle, and that is all about this divine matrix energy and how to navigate through. Now, what I didn't know, we do have a Mercury Kazemi today. I'll be talking about the rest of the energetic roller coaster as we move into the solar eclipse on Saturday. I'll be doing that later today to post. But this 424, guys, I've been seeing this number for over a year, and I thought it might be April 24th, but I'd never considered that there's going to be an important conjunction or any other aspect where the planets are talking to each other at that exact degree. A Cazimi is when the sun goes to the house of Mercury. They join together. It's a conjoining. That's what that little circle with the line means. And they're conjoining at 4 degrees, 24 minutes at 3:48 p.m. today. That's Eastern Standard Time, so adjust that time schedule to whenever that is for you. And then we did have the 22 advice card of the dragonfly crossing that electric eel, and we have all this fire energy here in Aries and the sun and Mercury and Venus, and also in Chiron the healer. So I feel like this is the lesson that we're finishing with Neptune and Pisces, becoming what we idealize. We have our SATs. Are we ready to do that? Are we ready to test out of the energy of Pisces with Neptune there before it moves into Aries? We are healing illusion. We are healing the difference between learning that discernment between what is illusion and delusion and what is actually a dream that is real. So I'm interested to see where our messages go today, with today's energy being that of the Hermit. That is life path 9 energy. So if your birth date adds up and reduces, you keep adding, and it reduces to a 9, that means you've been through all the other 8 life paths and you have this OG energy. Your lessons are harder, right? So the further we go up the life path staircase, nines have already learned all these other life paths. They've already experienced them. I know a lot of my clients, yep, there you go, Larissa. A lot of my clients are life path niners, and I've got a lot of 11s, high priestess energy, and 22s of the architect. But what happens there with that life path 9 is it's like school. The tests every year get harder, right? They get more complicated. The level, or in the context, the content rather of the learning gets deeper and more integrated. So of course, a graduation from a college is going to be a harder test than a high school test, than a middle school test, and so on, right? And tests, what good are they if they're not, difficult to pass? Then it's not really a test, is it? So if you are a life path 9, again, that's an OG energy of I've done all the tests, and this is the lifetime that you're cycling out the toughest test. You are, Rebecca. I know. So, Puff, just take your birth date. So, you would take the month, you add it to the day, you add it to the digits of the year that you were born, and you'll most likely get a double digit number. You add those two digits together and you keep adding until you get to a number that is 1 through 9. Okay, that's just in general there. So let's see where we go. We have the energy of the hermit, and here's the mountains I have climbed. Kind of, I want to know what love is energy. I want to know what this life is all about. Why? What am I going to do with this graduate degree? What am I going to do with this doctorate? Right? This is about coming into our own enlightenment by being able to view all those mountains we have climbed and being able to look back and say, okay, I got it right there. And when I consider areas that I didn't get it right, that's only learning. There's no mistakes. It's only learning to inform our way and retether us here inside that lantern is the star and retether us back to our soul. We grab that red thread of destiny, that tether, and hand by hand work our way back to our soul's journey and what we came here to do. Now, the sister energy of the hermit, of earth to water, this is an axis in your chart as far as if we consider the moon energy, it's traditionally Cancer, and some consider Pisces as well. So that would be the Virgo Pisces axis in your chart here. You can have a look to see if this is where that energy may be resonating for you. With the north node of destiny in Pisces, we have the south node of karma and our past staircases wanting to balance out. And that is a journey that is, confusing. We do have, again, that Neptune energy that rules Pisces, challenging us. Yes, we can see underwater, it's a bit blurry, but can we discern the truth from illusion? Can we choose to, instead, that yin and yang energy here, can we choose the light and looking at issues and situations from a lens of love? Or are we going to continue to look at it through shadow with blame, excuses of why we haven't taken action towards our dreams? This can be a bit of energy of, I have things that are hidden here in this is all the subconscious, right? That 12th house energy of the soul's journey, what is hidden from view and how we unpack. It's the house of our soul's undoing or unraveling. And we put those threads back together and make a beautiful tapestry of our life. So, let's see where we go today. I can't believe that 2424 came up. And right away, I went to my chakra deck here. So, wasn't the plan, but like I always say, the best laid plans. I can spend hours writing a lesson plan, and then something happens in class that day that diverts, and there's a huge open space there for open conversation, and you got to go with the flow. Sometimes you got to just go where the energy is. And here is that gray energy of what I just said here. Are we trusting the good and the light? Are we seeing anything through the lens of love? Or are we viewing it from fear? It's whichever speaks the loudest. Where our thoughts go, our energy flows. And this is literally here like a devil and an angel on each shoulder, which is represented by the moon. Okay, that's in the base energy or in the environmental energy surrounding us. And what is our story about today? Look at that. This is in meditation. So, prayer is about asking, and meditation is about listening. Okay. Fear screams, and intuition whispers. So, it's about listening, getting still, getting quiet. I'm going to scooch these guys over here so we can still see them. And in this story, this is our yellow chakra of our solar plexus. That's all about our rib cage acting as the divining rod that leads us towards our happiness. It's simply what brings us joy. And here we have the Wisdom Oracle. It's the Chakra Guidebook by Tori Hartman, Tori. And this is an energy of my prayers are answered. The legend is about an old man. Usually we see the hermit as the old man that has already carried his bundle, his lot in life, and he's ready to set down those that 10th wand. And the 8, 9, 10 of the pentacles energy of earth would be Virgo energy. So an old man sits on his porch with his grandson, sipping lemonade and reminiscing. He'd wanted to be a traveling preacher, and he'd been all set to leave home, but his father reminded him to pray for guidance. That very night, his father died, and the man realized that spirit was telling him to stay. Now his grandson appreciates the lemonade, and the old man smiles. He never regretted staying on the farm. So he wanted to be a traveling preacher, and he was all set to leave. And that very night, he was guided in a different direction, and he followed that guidance. He listened to the whispers of intuition. And we saw in our story time, our Sunday story time of our Somebody Said But So, the protagonist was an intuitive, right? Was someone with their gifts opening up in a bigger way. And the surrounding energy was that of the guides surrounding us. So, the inspiration here is that cool lemonade is a reminder that there's always a plan. And if we were sidetracked from our path, then we'll be guided back to our true calling. We stay tethered to our soul's calling, taking action one step at a time, back to our own heart and soul. The inquiry is so a journaling question we could ask is, if my most powerful thoughts are a form of prayer, how can I live in active prayer? So, again, keeping that vibe high is the ask, the action, and then the whispers and the listening we get through meditation for the guidance through those stairways of our life. The key idea here is that all prayers are answered, following where life leads us and being of service and of fulfillment. The key words here are clarity, destiny, and authenticity, the aha of the hermit, and what dream, what star, what wish he is tethered to and guided to by his soul. So the meditation up, and it's on page 36, which is another 9. Knowing that you cannot take anything with us when we leave the earth, the thoughts create our world. Think now of the things that make us happy. Having all that we desire begins with taking what we need at the right time, trusting that we will be offered the best. Whether or not we take it, what is offered is entirely up to us. So we don't want to be in fear that we're not going to get it. That's the devil energy of, nothing's ever working out, or blank isn't going to happen. Well, if that's where our thoughts are going, if that is the fear monster we are choosing here, and not the one of faith and trust in our soul's journey, then our stairway gets taller and our journey gets delayed, and we encounter more obstacles that we then have to quote unquote slay the beast about. Now, where this conjunction is happening between Mercury and the Sun in Aries is all about finding the necessary skills, loyalties, and values to raise to higher levels of consciousness. And we're seeing that here just even in today's energy, of course, but even in the cards that are coming out now. So I find that amazingly auspicious. Let's see where we go. We've still got Earth energy happening in our moon. So how about we grab, there is my De La Luna deck. I'm going to grab my Dawn deck here, and this is the Tarot of the Divine. Let's see what we have here on the bottom. King of Pentacles, Taurus energy that I spoke about as far as that 24 degrees, 24 minutes, becoming capable of full participation and acceptance of community responsibilities. So maybe we feel rejected from our community, or maybe this is somebody we need to help that had a tower moment and a new beginning, and right by each other. Wow, the world and the Fool are right next to each other in the environmental energy here. And this is just the pre-shuffle. Two of Swords, willful blindness about our own happiness. So in the Mermaid deck, the Two of Swords, we see the figure there deciding whether or not to save yet another unconscious person or go towards the sun. She was just about to take off to the sword of her own happiness and her son when in comes the next unconscious person. So that would be an energy of being the fixer and codependency and denying or delaying our own happiness by taking on burdens of someone else's journey that perhaps they didn't even ask us to. They were just floating on by, right? So let's see where we go here today. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I just want to make sure I say hi. I already got to say hi to Miss Kaylee. Hi, Miss Judy and Larissa and Becca. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate the beautiful energy that you bring and help me with every reading to co-create with me. I'm liking that shuffle. All right. Seeing the Seven of Pentacles there, that ever-turning dream, these seeds that have already been planted in prayer and are already in your vortex, waiting for our creativity and our action there with that Ace of Wands. We've got to do the steps, and that would be an encouragement to me with a new passionate start. Finding the necessary skills to rise to higher level of consciousness sometimes means the act of love and the wisdom and our own integrity, our own truth in tumultuous waters. Knight of Cups, that can mean, you know what, they didn't ask for it. And a lot of times when people don't ask, that advice can be unwarranted or they're just unwilling to hear. So if they're not asking, go about your sunshine. Okay. Go about getting into that soul chariot on your own accord. Let's see. Yep. We got to cut out that behavior. The song, not the right behavior. Okay. Wow. That's included in the lyrics of the Chakras song. And there's the spiritual enlightenment that can be delayed if we do not choose our own happiness first. Okay. It's all about learning that lesson of what burdens to set down. There's our 10 of Wands that I talked about. The Stairway to Heaven album always comes through to me in a reading if I see the Ten of Wands and the Hermit. The Ten of Wands is on the cover, and the Hermit is on the inside of that double album. All right, here we go. World energy here on the bottom, cycles coming to a close. Later on, I will be talking again about that solar eclipse in Aries. And I had written down that's a wrap. It's a wrap on an Aries story, the last of the eclipses in that North and South node, Aries Libra cycle. So you guys are coming in. You cannot make that up. Do you see this? You guys are coming in your Hermit energy. On the nose here today. On the nose. Okay. The situation is about standing your ground, Seven of Wands, and the hard work and dedication that sometimes this is us looking back at all the times our journey may have been delayed. If we were allowing that Two of Swords, that willful blindness, oh, well, I should help this person, right? If they didn't ask for it, we've got to focus on our own journey of a new beginning. So, this is all about the Hermit and a fresh new start, using the information and the wisdom gained from these steps of life, from all of these tests, and moving forward into a new beginning with that knowledge, because knowledge is power, and not being afraid to do that. In the recent past here, which was yesterday's 8 energy of strength, that galactic mushroom energy was talking about the divine matrix, and even in the forest, how that is the mushrooms act as a kind of spiritual internet between all the plant and animal life. The heart of this reading, union of our own divine feminine and masculine within, 1111 energy here. And when we stand our ground and use the lessons that we've learned to take a new start, instead of pausing to help the straggler or to fix yet another broken winged bird, guys, that's definitely more tempting than doing our own thing, but it delays our journey. And being willfully blind to that, it's easier to help someone else, right? Instead of face our own devils. And this is what Spirit is asking us to do today, is the necessary skill to rise to that highest level of consciousness, is putting our own new starts and our own energy forward first, especially if we're wanting union with another person. That will not happen if we are waiting, and if we are not taking action in our daily life to move back to our own soul first. That's the only way that it triggers the yang energy to heal in the same way. And we have another 7 here, 7 of Pentacles, that ever-turning dream that we saw in a blocked position for the Yang energy last night. So again, these seeds are already planted here for this opportunity. The block, Ace of Swords, the actual truth. So we saw the Two of Swords in the pre-shuffle. I mentioned it for a reason. Instead of our own truth of the sun, well, I can just delay my own trip to help this broken winged bird because it's more fun and seems easier to help someone else and distract myself from my own work. So the block has been in our own yin and yang balance here, is prioritizing our own truth over that of another person's. You cannot help them progress on their spiritual journey if your energy has not progressed first, period. Yeah. So this is what Spirit wants you to know here with this condor. Um, he is coveting his wife here, who he doesn't have anything in common with. He doesn't really even want her, right? But he's hanging on to her nonetheless. And what I just said here, as far as the block, when we are not staying true to our own path and placing someone else's needs in front of our own, that is challenging our shadow self regarding codependency. That is just fear, our own fear. We got to own that about starting a new journey, because it's scary. It's unknown. When the water, when our feelings are murky, we are not seeing that we need to be listening, because we have asked for the energy that we want, the heart of the reading, balance and union, but we've actually got to stay tethered to that and put action toward that, and not make these same blocks that we have in the past. So I want to grab that, because I have read it before, but they do a really good job with explaining this energy. So let me pop that in here for us to peruse. So with this Four of Pentacles, it is the Condor's wife, and it's an Aymara folktale, Peru. The Four Pentacles, or four coins, represent greed and an unwillingness to open up or share. The Condor covets his wife, who does not like his lifestyle or living with him. He recognizes her unhappiness, but is unwilling to make changes or set her free. Okay, so again, if we are choosing that floater or that broken wing over ourselves, okay, that is codependency. And he knows she's unhappy. This person, if this is a person for you, what this union in the past, or unions in the past, have been all about. Yeah, I know you're not happy, but I'm going to do these things that hurt you anyway. And we stay. Why is that? That's out of fear, or out of the devil on our shoulder telling us that it's easier, that, it's the challenge that we know is easier than the challenges that we don't know. And that's simply not true, because it only makes our staircase higher. It only gives us more obstacles, because we are here to learn that lesson. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. Let's see what this outcome of the new start is. Balance. Beautiful. That was in our situation spot last night. And here's our outcome of energy when we balance our own 11. Here comes those either side of that justice scale coming into balance, right? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. I kind of want to peek it and expand. Yep, there's that Taurus energy, King of Pentacles, High Priestess of the two, these two book endings here. And we have that, again, that 2424 in Taurus. This is climbing up into a new manifestation. The Three of Wands is our manifestation, or our ships coming in, because we've balanced. And here we see that Seven of Pentacles, the seeds we've already planted, quickly coming to fruition, because we have stood our ground against that kind of energy. That kind of energy that only takes and does not give. No matter how much we give to it, it simply takes and drains us. And facing the truth of that is facing our own devil, right? So the King of Swords combining here both fixed energies, Taurus and Aquarius, is the outcome, or the juice, or the guts of the story here. And we've got double Pisces here energy with the Hanged Man and the High Priestess. Okay, so that would be a 12, and this would be a 2. The 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. So we have our 22, our 33, and this is a story all around these fixed energies, this stubbornness. Okay, and the 4 of Wands is fire, is cardinal fire. So this is the time that we're in right now, the chance to rise to a higher level of consciousness and not reject ourselves, but reject what is hoarding or coveting, taking our energy and alchemizing our own personal fishbowl in a way that does not feel good. Okay, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck here. After the world card energy, the ending of this cycle is the opportunity to start anew. So the Hermit knows that this needs to come to an end. And there's some Nine of Pentacles energy of independence and autonomy, with that Aries energy coming back of the 4 of the Emperor. And that leadership is fueling this new beginning. The past, the strength that it took for the Hermit to set down this 10 of Wands. So there it is, Stairway to Heaven, 10 of Wands and Hermit. 5 of Wands at the heart of this energy on the external, what's around us or surrounding us is jealousy, strife, and competition. Um, and especially with the Emperor energy and this solo energy of the Nine of Pentacles, of status, of stature within the community. What is fighting here or book ending this 10 of Wands is doing too much for others, spinning our, running ourselves ragged, spinning our wheels, spinning those plates. And it's just impossible to spin our own plates towards our destiny and at the same time try to kind of shove someone along who just isn't in that vibration yet. We cannot force it. We're only going to cause ourselves more grief. Okay. So, this is a call to action here coming up with that environmental energy around us. Here comes the opportunity of that Aries solar eclipse, and that's a wrap. This jealousy, strife, competition, this annoying 5 of Wands, fixed fire energy, more fixed energy here, is only derailing our own spiritual progress and enlightenment, because the block is that they were not pouring into their cup. And now we have the 11 here, of our Ace of Cups and our Ace of Swords as the blocks for this is yin energy and this is yang energy. So the fact that it's showing up here for whoever this story is for today, whoever I'm speaking to, if you have reached the top of this mountain and you're like, wait a minute, am I still holding that lantern up for me? Am I standing my ground against those who would covet my energy without really wanting it in the first place, knowing my desires and denying that, slowing me down towards my own sun? And what spirit wants that person to know, or wants your own yang energy to know, is that's just going to continue to end in a 3 of Swords of self-betrayal. So not only do those people that have no problem, sucking off the teat of your higher vibe energy, right? They have no problem doing that. So it doesn't bother them that all of their static breaks your heart, because they haven't seen their shadow yet. You can't force anyone to face their shadow. They've got to open up and allow spirit to take them to calmer waters, because that's their journey. And here's spirit talking to 8 of Wands can be seen as downloads and messages, lighting fire up on someone who may be cold, distant, and they're in that energy and then counting on your energy to siphon it from you to get them by, when all along the lesson was to release codependency so that this emperor energy could make their way to surrender, that can make their way towards spirit. Okay, that is their journey. And what they need to see is how that Five of Swords, how they've been sabotaging their own self, not only just your energy, sabotaging what you hold dear. They have to see that they are simply sabotaging themselves. You are not going to point that out to anyone. We can point the finger and say, "Don't you see how ridiculous you're being?" All we want, and it does nothing except exasperate us and steal our joy and our own life force. So please, 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 let's not pick up any more of those broken wings. We've got a journey to get back to, and we've got enlightenment. We've already have all these things that we've been asking for right here. We're balancing out that energy. And now we see those double aces are 11, are 22, and our 33 energy, leaving behind, escaping that old castle or that old paradigm, because we see the truth of what our own balance actually brings us is this rewarded and balanced partnership. Okay. Well, isn't that something? All right. And yeah, here, Five of Swords book ending here, or adding to that Six of Swords. Then we have the Four of Cups, coveting the 3D still. This person is not enlightened to see the beauty right under their nose. They're still coveting material items. They're still hoarding the energy, including your cups and your heart. And that's where the block is there. They've got to figure that out for themselves, where their own disillusion and illusions have kept them from crossing that bridge into calmer waters. Okay, guys. Woo, that's something, wasn't it? Eye of the Needle energy, intentions, 17 of the Star. The Hermit holds the star. Are we still tethered to and loyal to our own dreams, seeing through the eye of the needle to take that thread of destiny where we're supposed to go all along, had we not been delayed over and over again, either by the same lesson or the same person? Okay, if it's the different people, then that still can be disguised as the same lesson, just in different meat suits. Hey, Miss Liz, woo woo. Welcome in. Thank you so much. Hi, hi, hi. Miss Jennifer's joining the party. Let me know if I missed anybody else. I'm so happy to see you here. Let's get you some advice and get you on your way. Spirit of the river there, beautiful. Winter's dream, the gestation period. We saw that energy moving towards the that communication, hurling in towards that person that could have been still asleep. I just saw overflow. And keep in mind, we will be retrograding back into Pisces energy with Venus. All right, let's go. And I'll talk about that later today with the weekly update of what energies you can expect this week to see and have. Aw, honey bunny. And Jennifer says, that's what I call yourself. That is cute. Oh, you said, Rebecca, I love the honey bunny. Isn't that in one of the movies where they're like, it's not Bonnie and Clyde, but it's kind of some other messed up union where they're saying honey bunny? What is that? Oh, surprise, surprise, surprise. another 9 energy. So lost in space and just needing direction. And I hope we've got some of that today. I sure hope. Can't make it up, guys. 99 problems, another 9. Heart, home, our red thread of destiny is always tethered to us. We don't have to pull or force, but we do have to take steps hand by hand and guide ourselves back to our soul, our home, what we came here to do. And that's through compassion. Okay. And with that turkey crossing my path yesterday, wiggling his little butt, a whole ass turkey that crossed the road in front of me. I wrote down the Colette Baron Reed meaning of that. And spirit responds to our generosity by bringing us what we need in the present and the future, giving with gratitude and grace without expectation that that person's going to grow up, that they're going to do XYZ. It doesn't matter. It's still static. That slows down our own manifestation. And that's what spirit wants us to know today. So let's get a in-depth read here from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Again, Colette in the house and Alberto Villodo. Okay, 3699. You cannot make this shiz up, you guys. It's crazy. I love it. Love, love, love. All right, lost in space, needing direction and focus, a 24-hour day, it says. That 24 degrees, 24 minutes in Taurus that I noted yesterday that came out as the 24 card of advice, electric eel, and the 24 minutes came out as the galactic mushroom, the divine matrix. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. All righty then. A 24-hour day. And look at that world energy there that was on the bottom of the deck. Sometimes in life, we lose our way, perhaps falling prey to addictive behaviors, jealousy, comparison, resistance, or fear. We choose the wolf of fear instead of gratitude and light. This happens especially when we are up leveling and genuinely changing for the better. A part of us hiding in the vast expansiveness of space wants to sabotage our progress. In the transformation process, our inner world no longer feels safe or inhabitable as we find that our thoughts and beliefs have morphed beyond recognition. You may find yourself adrift to a source in this way right now, unable to focus or determine the next step. The next step. And again, which one are we going to feed? We might simply be tired and just need to regroup and rest. When we lack direction, the first thing to do is to redirect our perspective of time. Like a newborn baby who needs swaddling to feel safe, you're invited to reduce your life visioning just to the next 24 hours. Anyone can handle living in a 24-hour compartment, which allows everything to feel grounded and manageable. We get lost in space when we imagine being swallowed up by the giant vastness of the future. It's so scary. The unknown that we don't know is better than the known that we do know. We have to learn that, right? We have to learn that the vast universe, the unknownness of it is far better than the pain of clinging to what we thought or that illusion. Okay. With dark uncertainty, or we reflect on how our past has held us captive in a hall of distorted, never ending mirrors, reminding us of our mistakes and flaws, failures and losses. Take heart that the simple 24-hour container immediately banishes those who, quote, those two awful eternities away. You will find your energy and focus restored as we recognize that we were never lost at all. Keep it simple. Right now, conserve our energy and take care of you in basic, fundamental ways, and the world will be right again. Okay? Holding us captive. That's what spirit wants us to know. That fear, definitely the fear of the unknown, better to hold on the pile of poo that we know than have to step forward and end that cycle. The opportunity here is, guys, a whole new beginning. Let's put that seventh Aries eclipse, let's take that energy. We had those nodal eclipses, and that is our last one. That is a wrap. Let's go ahead and snap that little, whatever those little, what are those called? Snap those things down. This is the 27 card at the bottom of the deck, heart, home, and compassion. There's that transformation energy. And in addition to that, look at this. It's on page 72, 3 nines. It's time to put a wrap on this fear, guys. It's time to let it go. It is time. It's done been time, right? 9 again. Can you believe it? That's crazy. This reading is off the hook. So don't forget to check out Liz's daily pick a card. There's always amazing synchronicities in our cards. I get tickled by it every day, so do check that out. And she goes live several times during the week as well. This week or last week we went Tuesday, Wednesday. So Liz, go ahead and pop in there in the comments if you're still listening when you're going live this week, and we can make sure we shared that. And Larissa says, you started your project and need advice from spirit to find and activate your creativity so you can move forward. Well, the advice from spirit today is releasing something we might be coveting. Okay. What is the block here? And there is an idea or a thought, a word, a conversation that is in reverse at the moment. Okay. But whatever we've been manifesting here simply requires a balance of our own yin and yang in order to take that action. Whatever seed you have already planted there, again, will come to fruition when and only when our own energetic yin and yang is in balance. Okay. And here we have that spiritual enlightenment, listening to spirit. So this is about meditation here, Larissa, and listening for that King of Swords, that truth that needs to come through. And it could be something we're a little bit afraid of and kind of have been pushing back on. But definitely email me, and we can certainly I do personal readings, guys. The link is in the description box, and I love every single client reading I've ever done. They've been beautiful, and there's definitely a connection there. Be sure to, if that's something that you are interested in, go ahead and follow that link there so you can find a time and date that works for you to book with me. All right, guys, that is it for me today here, Tuesday through Wednesday and Friday at 3 p.m. Yep, like we did last week. It was so much fun. So tomorrow, she'll be doing the numerology of your birth date. So bring your birth dates, bring your charts, and we'll see you in that live tomorrow. It's lots and lots of fun. She has showed so generous with her time and energy. So anywho's, thank you again. I know, long story long, you've met me, but I will see you later on today so that you can see and know what to expect for the rest of the week and what kind of wrap we may be putting on the end of that Aries story. Love you guys so much. Thank you again, and I will see you later on today.